Alright guys, welcome to another installment, full game analysis of my offensive scheme. Come out in curl flat. I noticed that at first he was in off man technique and then he audible to what looked like cover 2 zone. So being that there's 6 men in the box, I chose to exploit that with the run. Just couldn't get the yardage there. If you don't know, I'm a no-huddle offense in my horizontal scheme. I noticed that he was in cover 2 zone again. He audible to cover 2 zone. So I audible to a run, a specific run to exploit the soft box. Now I notice that he's not switching out of the blitz scheme to cover 2 because it's 3rd and inches, so I stay within the play design because the play that I had dialed up was good against that. We have one-on-one on the outside. Just have to get the ball out in rhythm. Here it looks like he's in cover 9. See how that corner is off technique on the weak side of the passing formation? So I audible to my PA comebacks to exploit the single coverage on the outside there. The underneath curl the flat player cannot gain enough grass to get over to that underneath comeback route. I noticed that he audible to what looked like cover 2 zone again. So we're picking up a read on this guy. He likes to audible to cover 2. And keep that in mind. Pick a run that's designated very good at attacking the soft 2 cover 2. It's one of the weaknesses of cover 2, guys. One of the weaknesses, a lot of people don't understand all the weaknesses, but deep down the middle of the field, the honey hole, and the problem with cover 2 zone is that you simply can get outmatched in the box because you can't outnumber the offense in the box. So a good way to attack cover 2, which is what I've implemented into my scheme, is to run them out of it. There's specific runs to deal with specific fronts that they present to you in cover 2. Here I was a little confused on what he was running, so I ran. What did I run here? Did I run a run? Okay, I ran the levels concept because I had a feeling he was in cover 2, but I didn't know what type of double high defense this was, so I picked a play that's good against double high defenses, and that was a mistake throw. I should have waited for the underneath en route to pop open because he was about to get open. I got a little answer there. So I'm noticing a weakness in my game. Whenever I get a little bit confused pre-snap, I'm more keen on being capable of making a mistake post. This is cover 2 zone, I can tell by the pre-snap read. He just pressed the his defense. So here I audible to the levels concept, and I wanted to attack the outside fade route because the safety was brought down in the box. But post snap I read that they were defending it pretty well, so I looked to my underneath receiver. Here I knew he was in cover 2 again, so I audibled to a play to attack the weakness of cover 2 there. Alright, so next offensive drive will be after this play. 4th and 6, he decided to go for it. I was playing a lot of cover 0 blitz on 3rd and long. I played it on the down before this, so this time I chose to bait him into thinking that I was coming again, and he eyed down a crossing route and didn't work out very well for him. This is definitely cover 0, I can tell by the pre-snap read. Just gotta get the ball out in rhythm. You see how I got hit? But that's the problem with an offense that throws in rhythm. You may be able to hit me, but you will not sack me. Here again, it looks like cover 6 or cover 9, so I audible to a play that will attack the single coverage. And you see how we're just reading this guy like a book. This is cover 2 zone. The problem with cover 2 zone, look at the problem here. His safety is way down in the box, which is why I did this. It was just a bad throw. That's what I don't like about Manhattan. In real football, the quarterback would throw to the pylon there. That was my intent. I knew it was cover 2 zone. I knew the corner was supposed to have safety help over the top. I knew he flawed out his defense by bringing the safety down. You're never supposed to bring the safety down in cover 2 zone, but he did anyway because nothing's working for him. But that's neither here nor there. This is a go over play. We're going to go over this play real quickly. Alright guys, there is a reason why I really wanted to go over this play, because I think it highlights a very important asset to any passing offense if you want to be very good at throwing the ball downfield. Okay, first and foremost, there are specific plays that are very strong against single high defenses, like very good at like attacking cover 3 and cover 1, and then there are plays that are very good at attacking double high safety defenses. So maybe they're very good at attacking cover 4, cover 2 zone, cover 2 man, and even cover 0. They have more than one option on against all of those plays. Okay, and those type of schemes and plays, you may find yourself having plays like a specific play that's very good against single high defense. That play may not be very good against a double high safety defense. Okay, so like my play that I run called PA comebacks out of my shotgun formation, it is very strong against single high defenses. I have 2 to 3 different options I can go to against single high. Okay, however, against double high safety looks, it is not very good. Okay, I may have one option if they rotate into cover 2 zone. Okay, here's the thing. If you have a play like that, you always want to have a contingency plan, like a backup plan to go to when you find yourself in an unfavorable position post snap. Okay, because teams can play disguise, show you one thing, and then, especially if they know about your game, they've been studying your game, okay, you may not have to worry about that online and competitive. But if you find yourself playing against somebody who's catching on, who's very good at thinking and understanding the game, you may find yourself playing against somebody who will show you a single high look pre-snap because you run a particular single high beating play, okay, and then he'll rotate into cover 2, something that your particular play is not very good at. Okay, and if you find yourself running a single high beating offense and it's not very good against a particular play, and the defense rotates into that play post snap, well, now there's nothing you can do. It's not like you can call timeout in the middle of the play. The play has to keep going until the ball is dead. Okay, that is where you get sacks, interceptions, fumbles, that sort of thing. Okay, if you find yourself making a mistake, you want it to be a mistake in which the defensive tackle beat your offensive guard 1v1 and he got by and he got a sack. Or maybe the corner made a magnificent play on the ball. It was the right read, the right throw. However, the corner just made a magnificent play and undercut the ball or whatever. You want it to be, you don't want it to be where you just didn't give yourself a chance based upon your play call against their defensive play call, right? So I say all that. I mean, I was listening to an interview with Joey Harrington. I don't know if you know who that is. He was a former quarterback of the Detroit Lions maybe about 15 years ago. And they drafted him in the first round, I believe. And they believed that he would be the quarterback of the future for 15 years because he showed a lot of promise in their earlier games. He had a game where he threw like 350 yards, 4 touchdowns or something like that. And when you do something like that on a franchise that's not very good, they'd be like, hey, this is the promise. This is the promised land here. He's going to take us there, right? Anyways, they interviewed him, and he said that he was going over plays with the coaches one week, and they had an offensive formation that they had that he noticed. He noticed something, an issue with the particular play, the particular formation that they had. And he was like, hey, I noticed, we have a backup plan for a blitz on the strong side here when we're in this formation. But I noticed that if the defense were to run a weak side blitz against our offensive formation here, we wouldn't have nowhere to go. We don't have a contingency plan. We don't have, we'd be out of luck. What do we do here? We got to do something about this, right? At least that's what he implied, right? And his coaches answered, well, if they do blitz on the weak side or whatever it was, then you just got to make something happen. That's what they said. Okay, that's why they are the Lions. Okay, you're an NFL team, and your answer to your quarterback actually pointing out something completely wrong with your lack of preparation in regards to a formation. Your answer to his concern was to just run around and make a play, right? Okay, that's something. Don't be the Detroit Lions is what I'm pretty much saying here, right? I say all that just for this, but if you find yourself running a play, I think I was running PA comebacks, right? I don't remember a single high beating defense, and I just had a feeling that he was going to run a particular play. I had a feeling that he would rotate into something else. I don't remember what it was. I'm not going to rewind. So when I find myself in that situation, I will run this play right here. Okay, it's not great against single high defenses. It's not great against double high safety defenses. However, it's pretty good against both. Okay, you have options against both of those type of defenses. Okay, so when I find myself in a position to where I think that I can get an either or post snap, I get a feeling he's trying to disguise, I get a feeling that he may rotate from double high to single high, etc., then this is a play I can dial up to attack either or. Okay, now when you find yourself in this position, now you have to rely on post snap reading. Okay, pre snap read is one thing, but post snap read is a different animal. Okay, so maybe you can challenge yourself. If I were to ask you, with this play art, if this opponent were to play cover 3, where would you go with the football? Who do you think would be open, a viable option here against cover 3? And then I ask you, if this was cover 2 defense, cover 2 zone, cover 2 man, okay, who do you think would be a viable option against those defenses? Okay, now post snap, first and foremost, I always look at the box. Okay, are we good in protection, right? So first things first, most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, when I'm throwing the football, I pretty much always have my running back to block. Okay, so I have 6 blockers. They have 6 in a box. Okay, so if all 3 rush here and the 3 linebackers all come on a rush, we should be good. Nobody should be coming scot-free. Okay, that's good for us. Everybody's accounted for. The only time we would have an issue is if this corner were to come on a rush with the other 6, if they were to come. That would mean that they're bringing more than we can block. Okay, so then this guy would be coming scot-free, right? Now, the reason why it may be an issue, but it really wouldn't, because he's too far away from me to get to me before I would get rid of the ball. So I'm not really worried about that. Okay. Secondly, if he were to come, that would leave the safety to have to cover this receiver. And you see how far the safety is from this receiver? There's no way he would be able to cover enough ground to get to this receiver before I rocket the ball in there. Okay, so that's something I'm not necessarily worried about. The alignment of these 2 players are telling me that no one's coming on a rush, at least the corner or the safety or nothing like that. So I'm only worried about the box. Everyone's accounted for, so we're good to go. Okay, I'm just telling you that, like, this is the things that I'm thinking of. So the protection is lined up. We're good to go in protection. Next is, okay, our post snap read. Who are we reading post snap to know whether or not it's cover 2 or cover 3? Okay, well, you want to look at the safeties. Okay, if the safeties split and play towards the sideline post snap, you instantly know that it's cover 2, right? Some type of cover 2. Okay, so then you go through your reads after that to find where you're supposed to go with the ball. If one rotates down into towards the box and the other one shoots over to the deep middle of the field, well, then you know that it's some type of single high defense, cover 3 or cover 1. Okay, so your first post-snap read are the safeties. Now, if they rotate into some type of cover 3 or cover 1, on this play, I'm looking to go to my comeback route. Why is that? Because in cover 3 or cover 1, it's single coverage pretty much on the corners on the outside. Okay, so I will rotate my eyes to this side of the field, make sure that there is no underneath coverage buzzing underneath the comeback route, and then I will throw the comeback route. Okay, now if the safeties were to play deep halves post snap, well then my next post snap read after looking at the safeties, first I confirm it's cover 2, and then I take a look at the second defender in from the sideline. He will dictate where I go with the football. Okay, I don't have to worry about the middle receiver player, the 3 receiver hook player in cover 2, because he will turn his hips to the passing strength of the formation. Okay, so he doesn't really affect the play on the weak side of the passing strength of the formation. So this second defender in, if he plays the hitch route underneath, then I can throw the post behind him. If he gets depth in his drop post snap, then I can hit the hitch underneath. Okay, I say all this because later on in the same game, I'm going to run into the same situation, and I end up throwing to the post behind this vertical hook player, and I believe the user was the safety in that play, and you will see me still throw the post route because I can tell by the way he was defending that it would still pop open. Alright, so I picked a fast hitting slants play, anticipating the particular defense he would run, but at first this looks like a zone, right? But then he audibled to a blitz. So he audibled into a play that my offense was designed to exploit. So that worked out good for us. Had he have sat in zone pre-snap, I would have audibled out of the play that I was in into something else. But he audibled into something that my play was designed for. So here I pick my patented play, PA comebacks. Everything's revolved around how you play this defense, this offense here. Single high defense, I'm going to shred it up. I love the look. Snap the ball. Hit green on the outside. Absolutely beautiful. It was in cover 3 match, so that converted into cover 1. Here he's in cover 2 zone. So I wanted to take a shot here to exploit the deep middle hole. It wasn't open, so I dumped it off. I should have threw it a little bit earlier. It's another flaw in this game because the Madden developers don't understand football. Why on earth would the running back just continue running out of bounds like an idiot? Well, you know, he's not an idiot. It's the developers who don't understand football. It's the way to design it. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of seeing stuff like that. Here I was a little bit confused on what he was running. Oh man, he was open. I didn't see it. Did you see rewind it and see my outside receiver on the weak side of the passing formation? Had I have sat a little bit, that would have been a touchdown. The audible to cover 2 again. And the safety is too far down in the box, and he doesn't get his hands on my receiver. So I didn't notice it last play, but I didn't miss it this time. All right. So yeah, every defense has a weakness, every defense has a strength, but you're able to manipulate the weaknesses and strengths of a particular defense. So like in cover 2 zone, when you're doing stuff like that, bringing the safety down in the box, you may help the weakness of that defense by shoring up the underneath coverage, but then you deeply weaken your deep passing defense. Wasn't very sure on what he was running. Oh, he was running cover 2 zone. But I don't think I knew at that moment. I was a little confused on what he was running, so I attacked the alignment. He only had 6 in the box. I picked the run that was best fit for that I thought against that particular front. Stretch run. Here he's blitzing again. We're just throwing rhythm. He's in a blitz right now. Does he audible out? No, he's being stubborn, so okay, that's fine. I'll just do it again. Picked the wrong side to run. I should have turned to the sideline. It would have been a touchdown. Alright, what does he want to do? This looks like some type of zone. So, just run it right in there. So you didn't get to see the very first drive. I guess I messed up on the recording. But all in all, I had 6 drives in this game, and I had 5 touchdowns. The last drive really doesn't count because it was like the last drive of the game before he quit. Well, let's go over that drive anyway. It's about to come up. So he scored, so he's trying to get a stop. But my offense is aggressiveness. I'm not the type of guy that's just going to run it 3 straight times. I'm going to attack the weakness no matter what. I don't care about the time. I don't care about none of that. Problem with when people are trying to stop, they're trying to get 3 straight stops to get the ball back, because now they're forced to play a lot more aggressive, single high defenses and stuff like that. He actually doesn't. He's in a double high look. Looks like cover 2, some type of cover 2. It actually looks like cover 2 man, to tell you the truth. So I decided to attack the weak box. 6 man in the box. Pick up good yardage. 2-minute warning. Again, this looks like some double high look, soft box. So take a run to attack the front. Pick up a good gain, you know. Attacking the weakness, that's what we do. Here I started making mistakes, I believe. So he brings his safeties down. So I thought this was perfect time to attack deep, and he was open. My tight end was wide open. I just didn't get the ball out in time. He brought 5. I had 5 to pick up the pressure, but I'm not going to rewind it to see who messed up in the pass protection. Double high look again. I had a feeling he was running the same blitz. So I forgot what I did in this play. Did I audible to a cover? Okay. Audible to that same play, cover 2. So again, that play, the post snap read, is all about the safeties. They rotate in a single high post snap. Then I'm looking to hit my comeback route on the outside. If they split the fields, then I'm looking to attack the weak side of the formation, high to low. Here, this is wide open. I just could not release the ball. Got hit again. But I knew he was in cover 2, and I knew he was usering the safety, and I knew he would bite on the play action hard, leaving the sideline wide open for the favor. Here I knew he was in too high, splitting the safeties. So I throw to my tight end. My tight end ran like the most retarded route instead of continuing across the field, and the guy conceded the game here. So there you go.